go fall. Make you no slack, make you no dog. We know they sell house, we they sell value. If you want invest, we go show you. The money go go, he no go lost. So come make we talk, no time to dollar. From city to city with your own package. Affordable price, no be baggage. Na quality shop pass, no be manage. Make we sign deal, no be just courage. If you want buy, we go guide you. No fall for scam, we dey beside you. The day of house in we day, yeah. We go make sure say you go check. Invest today, don't look tomorrow. The future day bright, no need to borrow. If you want, we make you follow. The day of house in we be follow, come. We know they sell house, we they sell value. If you want invest, we go show you. Your money go grow, he no go loss. So come make we talk, no time to dollar. The mayor of house in there for you. See how see real estate now good. If it's a road, you go make them bold. No be just land, the future you they own. Give me your day, yeah, make we run am cold. We know they do anyhow. Now better investment they down. Your money go rise, you no go fall. Make you no slack, make you no dog. We know they sell house, we they sell value. If you want invest, we go show you. The money go go, he no go lost. So come make we talk, no time to dollar. From city to city with your own package. Affordable price, no be baggage. Na quality shop pass, no be manage. Make we sign deal, no be just courage. If you want buy, we go guide you. No fall for scam, we dey beside you. The day of house in we day, yeah. We go make sure say you go check. Invest today, don't look tomorrow. The future day bright, no need to borrow. If you want, we make you follow. The day of house in we be follow, come. We know they sell house, we they sell value. If you want invest, we go show you. Your money go grow, he no go loss. So come make we talk, no time to dollar. The mayor of house in there for you. See how see real estate now good. If it's a road, you go make them bold. No be just land, the future you they own. Give me your day, yeah, make we run am.
So you're welcome to this live streaming with my Ace China, your real estate success strategist and the mayor of housing. Today we will be talking about a topic that was chosen last week by one of us. I am trying to remember her name. How to master the 3 best assets. And I added a subtopic, what will make you maximize these 3 best assets, because you can have the best assets in the world and still be broke and not maximize them. No, my village people have a quote that says, "Na fool when get yam." They talk say no get money, because he doesn't know that if you take yam to the market, yam becomes money. So before we delve into the topic proper, please, I need you to share this video on all your groups, on your status, on different platforms. Invite your friends. We are building the most educative and the most generous channel. If you are not to share the video and the link to your friends. And today we have a special celebration announcement. And today I have a surprise for you guys because I have a tweak of our pattern of live streaming. So, but before we get to all that, I'll need you guys to share the video, share to all your friends, share on your status, and very soon we're going to start rewarding people that share our video when we develop a metric for knowing those that share the video. So if you don't get used to sharing the video, you will be missing a lot. And if you are subscribed to this channel and your notification bell is not turned on all, the black bell, when you go to where you subscribe, press that subscribe, you see a black bell at the top. That's where you should be, because from June, which is next month, we'll start giving away 50,000 naira every day to the 5 best comments on our daily videos. And the person that wins that top 5 channels comments on our channel the most in a month, we get 1 million naira. But your comment must have 3 things. You must watch the video for your comment to be contextual. If you don't watch the video and you comment, we go no. Amen. So your comment must be contextual as relating to the video. Your comment must be intelligent as making sense. And your comment must be promotional as promoting the content. There's a comment you make that will promote the content. And we're having a team of 3 judges. We wanted to have a one professional judge, but because of how important this is to us, we don't want to hear stories. We are having 3 professional journalists to be the judges of those comments. And the comments must come within 1 hour of posting the video. That means if we post the video, the first 1 hour, all the comments will be taken. And if you are not among the first the comments within the first 1 hour, you will not hit it. And the only way you will know when we post a video is when you put your notification bell on all. If you subscribe and it's not on all, unsubscribe and subscribe again. It will give you options. You see all, none, and some, and other things. Make sure that you click on all so that you don't miss all our goodies and the knowledge we'll be sharing. So today I'm hoping that we can keep to time, because if you allow me with these topics, I might be speaking here for the next 2 hours. I actually try not to pick topics that are too heavy so that we can finish within 25 minutes, 30 minutes, take your questions and finish them within another 30 minutes and then call it a day. But sometimes some of these topics are so enticing and so heavy that I forget that I only have 20 minutes. So let me rush through this very life-changing, important topic. So if you have shared the video, please put in the comment section, I have shared, so that we can start. If I see enough comments of I have shared, then we can start for the day. So today we'll be talking about the topic that says how to master the 3 best assets and what will make you maximize the 3 best assets. So before we go on to the 7 assets that are safer than and wiser than keeping your money in the bank, what is an asset? Google, science, economists, accountants, and so many people have different definition of assets. But simplification is amplification. If you want to amplify anything, you simplify it. Complicating things is not a sign of intelligence. Simplifying things is the ultimate intelligence. So the man that wrote this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and my first ever mentor, this is the first business or personal development book I read in my life, Robert Kiyosaki, defined asset in this book in the simplest way from his Rich Dad that an 8-year-old can understand. He says, an asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. Liabilities are anything that takes money away from your pocket. One of the shocking revelations in the world is that those in the diaspora that own a house, but their house is under mortgage, their house is not an asset, their house is a liability. Any property you own that doesn't give you money but takes money from you, like your phone, if you are only recharging your phone with airtime and data and you are not making money with your phone is a liability. But those of us that sell with our phone, make money with our phone, have channels with our phone that we make money on the internet, if our phone is an asset. Even the internet, if you only come to the internet to consume without making money, if the internet has never given you, if you cannot trace, if you've used the internet for up to 10 years and you cannot trace up to $10,000 that you made from the internet, you are not using the internet is using you. So the internet is a liability to you and not an asset. And that's why some of you will chat me on WhatsApp or DM me in my inbox and notice that I don't reply you because your message is a liability, not an asset. If you want your message to be an asset, be like Sade Sachs, that her daughter did a rendition that will be sending our people to Lagos very soon to reward her because it was something that was an asset to my brand. Be like Chidera and her friend that danced to my theme song and gave asset. Be like my property buyers that will come in and say, I want to buy a property, and then you can become an asset. So anything that takes money from you is a liability. Anything that puts money in your pocket is an asset. The same thing with friends. The two most elusive assets and liability is friends and you. There are friends that help you make money, their assets, their advice, their friendship, their habit, everything about them helps you grow, their asset. There are friends that drain you, they only collect from you, they are liabilities. Avoid those friends, fire all those liabilities, and look for friends that are assets. But your is the next one. If you don't give money to people or give value to people, you're a liability to people. If you give value or money to people, you're an asset to people. One of my greatest life promises is that I'll never meet somebody without adding value to that person. And that's why, like this channel, I'm an asset to you because this training I'm going to give you or this lecture, some people charge $15,000, $10,000 for this kind of training, but I'm doing it for you free because I am an asset. And then if you learn it and you don't use it, you are a liability to yourself. But if you learn it and use it, you become an asset to yourself. So let's go over the 7 assets that are safer and wiser than keeping money in the bank. Before 1979 or so, or 78, when President Nixon of the US took the dollar off the gold reserve, when money was still money, money was backed with gold. But when money became a currency, money was no longer backed with gold. That period, keeping money in the bank was wise because gold is always increasing in value. But when the currency was taken off the gold standard, keeping money in the bank became a losing thing because your money in the bank is always losing value. For instance, last year or last 2 years, fuel was 180 naira per liter. Most expensive places, 200 naira per liter. 2 years later, fuel is 1,000 per liter. So when fuel was 200 per liter, if you had 1,000 naira, you could buy 5 liters of fuel for 200. Now that fuel is 1,000 per liter, your 1,000 in the bank can only buy 1 liter. You have lost 4 liters of fuel, or 80% of the value of your money in the bank. That's how scary and how losing the proposition of keeping money in the bank is. So these 7 assets are better than keeping money in the bank. The first asset is shares of a government. And why it's so sure is that most governments, CBN, and current like cobalt, silver, and a lot of all these raw materials that companies use. But in Nigeria, one of the highest paying commodities is food commodities. You can buy palm oil, beans, ginger, rice, those things that don't spoil, especially. Somebody that have noticed that rice, a bag of rice becomes 100,000 during Christmas, but when it's not Christmas, it is 50,000. When it's not Christmas, you can buy bags of rice and keep. During Christmas, you can sell it. Palm oil has fluctuations. A lot of commodities in Nigeria that have commodity spoil. Then the third commodities, of course, is gold, silver, and as their value never drop. Gold, in fact, this same mentor here, Robert Kiyosaki, till the world will end. Then the fourth aspect is collectibles. These are rare assets that top painting, for instance. There might just be 2 of it in the world or 1 of it. So white people or rich people use it to store value. That Mona Lisa might be $10 million. So white people use it because he buys the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa, he just wants to hide his $10 million. When he wants to liquidate and bring out back, Mona Lisa might be $100 million. When he sells it to another person that wants, the person will pay him $100 million and he would have made times 10 his money. So collectible, they get their value from scarcity, they get their value from aesthetics, and they get their value from community of people that value it. One of the ones that even me, I am guilty of and I'm going to buy is antique cars. Antique cars or vintage cars. Like 1979 Mercedes, for instance. In 1979 might be $50 or 100. Mercedes coupe, 1 door, only 2 seats. I will buy it. It might be 170. The next is your business. Now, I saved the 3 best assets for the last. Number 5 of the last 3 is your business. Business is the only thing that can turn 1,000 naira to 3 million naira in 3 years. No other asset in the world can do that. So your business is very powerful. Then the difference between business and real estate, which is the next asset, is that real estate might not turn your 1,000 naira to 3 million. But real estate can never be lost. It's the most secured asset class in all of them, because even if they steal your house, your land will remain. But there are 3 things you must, especially in places like Lagos. They've lost the house and the land because they didn't buy it at the right location. They didn't get the right documentation, and the person that sold the land to them is the wrong person. So if it's a government land, buy from the government. Don't buy for no loss. Amen? So that's the difference between business and real estate. Business has the largest diesel distributor in Imo State. I was making a loss all that overnight, and was even the way they would treat you, even very dark man, they learn work. Amen? So real estate is more secure than business, but business is more exponential. Then the last asset that determine every other asset. Asset number 1 to 6 is 0. If this last asset is not there, which is you. Until you become an asset, all your assets are useless. Amen? And there are 3 things that will make you become an asset. Your skills, how much money you make, and how much audience you have. Audience is the people that know you. In the 19th century, 20th century, and early 21st century, what you know determined your success. In the early 21st century, what you know and who you know determined your success. Now, in this attention age, what you know and who knows you determine. Many of my contemporaries won't tell you about cryptocurrency part and the volatile part. The volatile part is all those mining of coins, new coins that are Bitcoin they only produce 21 million units and it will never pass 21 million units. More dollar. And when you increase demand, prices fall. I mean, when you increase supply, prices fall. When you increase demand, prices increases. So when something is scarce, scarcity retains the value of something. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is only 21 million units, so it's scarce. Always increase. So that's an asset. So most of us fixed assets in cryptocurrencies like what's the name? Bitcoin that are already fixed and doing well. So I'm going to quickly tell us three things. What's the time now? We have 7 minutes to go through three things in each of these three assets before we now talk about the things you do to maximize them. The first asset is, or the best top three assets is your business, real estate, and you. And the first asset of the top three is your business. Oh my God, business is one thing that people mess up in so much that statistics show that of 100% of businesses that start after 5 years, 90% of them will fail. Of the 10% that are remaining after 5 years, in the second 5 years, another 90% of the 5% will fail. So only 0.5% of businesses succeed. And guess what? The failure of this 99.5% will boost the success of the 0.5 that succeed. Why? People do business they don't learn. Oh my God. The three things you do in business is learn it, build it, and leverage it. When the Igbo race discovered the importance of learning a business, have you ever wondered? People like my mentor, Dr. Cosmos Maduka, to sell machine parts, ordinary machine parts, that you go to Ladipo, buy it, come to Newi, sell it. It's simple now. You don't need to learn it. But those days, to learn this thing, Igbo people spend 7 years in apprenticeship to learn it. That's because it is not the buying and the selling that is the business. It's the nitty-gritty of all the little nuances that you don't know that is the business. So you want to start a studio. It's not buying camera and paying for a studio rental space that is the business. It's not snapping people that is the business. Find out why the studios that folded, and find out why the studios that are succeeding are succeeding. So if you've not learned your business, it is not yet an asset to you. So first thing first, learn it and give yourself enough time to learn it. And the best way to learn your business is learn your business in another man's business. Because if another man's business fails, you have nothing to lose. But if your business fails, you lose all your capital. And a wise man once says that smart people learn from their mistakes. Foolish people don't learn from their mistakes, but wise people learn from other people's mistakes. So don't wait for you to learn from your own business. Go and learn from another person's business. When I started real estate, I worked with a company for 3 years and I learned everything. My apprenticeship with that company, and I didn't work on salary because I wanted to learn. So poor people work to earn, rich people work to learn. The second thing is to build your business. Most people, the only thing that starts from the top is a grave. A grave starts from the top and dig down. Most people just want to explode. Oh, I don't want to start fish business until I can buy a big international cooler and a cold room and start selling 1 container of fish. You will fail. If you want to, after you learn your business, if you cannot turn a small business to a big business, you've not learned the business. Any business you need to start big, you have already failed. Everything starts small. No man was born with biabia. We were born with cry baby and we grew. So you must build your business from the scratch. And if you can't build your business from the scratch, you are not the asset to the business. When the business fails, you can't start again. But when you build from nothing, even if the business fails, EFCC sees your business, you can start again because you are the asset. And the last thing is leverage your business. Most people become prisoners to their business. You must grow your business to be independent enough and big enough for you to exist outside the business and the business can be paying you. That's leverage. So instead of most people leveraging on their business, the business is leveraging on them. If you cannot leave your business for 2 years and your business will still grow, you don't have a business, you still have a job. And the worst thing is that you are your boss and you're a mean boss to yourself. The other thing is real estate. 3 things you do to real estate: find the best real estate, own the best real estate, however you want to own it, cash flow your best real estate. I'll just talk about cash flow. Any real estate asset that doesn't give you money is not an asset. Some people will go and buy land in Ajofia or Buofia and in Ikot, Ikoti, Ikot. You know, Ikot in Akwa Ibom is bush. So Ikot is bush inside bush. If that land inside bush cannot give you money, it's a liability. Some people will say, I bought land 1 minute away from the airport. Meanwhile, the land there is your bomoton come. If the land does not appreciate in value and does not give you, it's not. So you must buy real estate that can cash flow either through sales or through rent. So we are also building something very soon that can allow small people to earn the cash flow of rent. Then the final asset is you. There are 3 things that will make you an asset and not a liability. Number 1 is skills. If your skills is not payable, you don't have skills. Some of you are so annoying. If I ask you your skills, you tell me singing. Who don't pay for your singing before? If nobody has paid for your skills, you don't have skills. You are just building the skills. Some of you tell me you can play football. If you've not qualified for scouting for any international club to come and scout you and buy you and play and they pay you, you don't have skills. You are still building skills. So first of all, you must get and build your skills. Number 2, if you are not earning, you are not an asset. Remember, asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. If you don't put money in your pocket from you, you are not an asset. Especially to your company, those of you that are employed. If you've not seen how what you are doing in your company is helping your company make money, you are not an asset to that company, you're a liability to that company. So you must get cash. Then number 3, you must get audience. If nobody knows you, only your mama and papa, then you are a liability to yourself. Then finally, this is where the main presentation is. For you to maximize all this plenty English I've been speaking about assets, you must do these 7 things because it all boils down to you. And the you that is better than you, that will be an asset to you, is personal development. You must develop yourself. So the key to unlocking all these assets, both treasury bonds, so both commodities, all those things, now you. If you are not developed, you go pass gold, you no go know say na gold. You go pass audience, you no go know say na audience. You pass skills, you won't even know why you need skills. If you are a buncombe, all these assets cannot make you a dime. So the 7 things you need to do to you to become an asset is: number 1, you must read every day, and these things you must do them every day. Number 2, you must pray every day. Number 3, you must exercise every day to build your physical capacity. Number 4, you must master your emotions every day. If you are somebody that easily gets angry, you are a slave to your emotions, not a master to your emotions. Because I've forgotten who said it, that I think it's Margaret Thatcher or somebody, that anybody that angers you controls you. So how you know an emotionally weak person is that they easily get angry or easily cry. How you know emotionally strong people is that we smile in the face of adversity. So master your emotions. Number 5, you must connect to people. Rapport is the greatest human skill in the world. If you can create rapport, like now, if I have a rapport with the president of Nigeria, 1 phone call, I'll give you an appointment or I'll give you a contract that will make me and you 10 billion naira. That's the value of connect. So you must learn to connect. Number 6, you must learn to think. I think it's Henry Ford that said, thinking is such hard work that so few people engage in it. The difference between thinking and worrying is solution. If you are thinking about a problem, you dey worry. If you are thinking about the solution, you are thinking. So why most people don't think is that they confuse thinking for worrying. If you are thinking about the solution, you are thinking. If you are thinking about the problem, you're worrying. So you must learn to think. If you don't have time every day that you think, you will not be valuable. And finally, which is the main cocoa, after your reading, praying, exercising, mastering emotion, connecting, and thinking, if you don't have proven repeated results, you have not yet developed. The difference between a developing person and a developed person is repeated results. A developing person is still learning and has not gotten result or can get result once in a while. A developed person gets repeated result. I think with that, we've come to the end of this presentation so that we can take your questions and leave here by 7 p.m. So let's start taking the questions. I'll allow you, Classic, to choose the questions I'll answer because I don't have time to track. I'm trying to connect. Can you imagine, guys? I'm connecting to my live on YouTube. I did here, they connect to myself on YouTube. I don't understand. Say me. So please, let's take your questions and please, the topic of today is how to master the three best assets, not Alessa co-investors. I'm sure it's Nicholas. Let's have the let's have the questions. In the always come last. And I don't know whether I go last. Amen. No, real estate does not need large capital. Miracle. There's a reason. Real estate does not need large capital to to start, but real estate, I want you requires high value to start. Write this down if you're writing. High. My biggest project, our first project in Abuja was 7 plots. Money. You must make up in time and energy what you lack in money. Let me buying the land with 10 million. I'm buying the land with 10 years of labor and savings. So you that wants that land of 10 million, if you've not made 10 million, you must learn real estate long enough to compensate for that 10 million. You must add value to real estate long enough to compensate for that 10 million. And the easiest way to make money in real estate is through agents. You need to be an agent. You need to have that thing I told you. Put the last slide for me. You need to have number 5, connect. If you know Dangote, and Dangote wants to buy 1,000 plots in Isiobomo Tonkom for his next refinery, and you want to buy a land in Lagos worth 100 million, the 1,000, if they are selling it for 1 million naira and you go and sell it to Dangote and you connect to Dangote and he buys it for 2 million, you make 1 million times 1,000, which is 1 billion naira. So you have made up in connect what you lack in cash. The next thing is labor. Even if you don't know Dangote and you start advertising mayor's land, like our land is 35 million naira, and you start advertising our land and you advertise it so much, let's say you are using data, you are talking to people, you are sharing on your status so much that you put energy that in the next 3 years. My first property in real estate, it took me labor of 2 years to sell. And in 2020, when I started the Mayor of Housing, I was making calls for 2 years. I was collecting numbers, connecting. 2020, I started making calls to those people. 8 hours of calls every day for, I think, 3 months to sell property. It took me 8 hours of calls every day for 1 year to sell out our Port Harcourt, our Abuja property. And when I came to Port Harcourt in 2021, It took me about 4 months of going to radio, doing events, advertising to sell off our first project and create the brand Mayor of Housing. So you make up in labor and connect what you lack in cash. So real estate requires high value cash, connect, or labor. Write that down. High value cash, connect, or labor. Thank you. Next question.
So Sophie said, how can local market trends, regulatory changes, and shifting consumer preferences impact real estate investment strategies?
Real estate investment strategies and real estate is an industry that's so simple that all those market trends, customer preference, market preferences, local market trends will not make people stop living in houses. Why I love real estate is that even the AI cannot take away our houses. AI can take away our jobs. Like there are some AI that you use for marketing. There are some AIs you use for some things, secretarial jobs and other things. But two things I love is that AI cannot sell and follow up like human beings. And AI cannot replace our house. We always live in a house. So what is important for local trend is finding out the need of the market in real estate. For instance, in Nigeria, the market needs more of low-cost housing. But the low-cost people need more of flexible payments. The low-cost people don't have money to pay at once. And because the banks do not finance real estate, developers like us don't develop for the local market until we find our solution for flexible payments. So we develop for the top luxury market because you won't suffer to get a house and then get somebody paying you 1,000 for your house for the next 100 years. You will not live for 100 years. So rather than market trends, what happens is local realities in real estate, because real estate is a tangible, realistic industry. That what do the market need? So local realities and local needs are what shapes real estate strategies. So for those of you that are more obsessed about yourself, the market will not love you. For those of us that are more obsessed about the market will love us. What's the difference? People that are obsessed about themselves want the market to buy what they have. Those of us that are obsessed about the market want to give the market needs and local realities. Question number 3, please, so that we can finish before 7. Classic. Next question.
Okay, the next question. This person said, what strategies, Oladiran Adejoke said, what strategies have worked for you in navigating difficult situations?
Oh, the best strategy that has worked for me in navigating difficult situations is 3 quick things I'll tell you. Number 1, don't expect 1 plus 1 to always give you 2. One of the things that kills people in difficult situations is that you only plan for normalcy. If you don't plan for chaos, like me, I always believe that 1 plus 1 might give me not possible or minus 20. So I prepare for the worst and expect the best. That's the first thing. Prepare for the worst, that if this thing doesn't work, how will I still make it work even when it doesn't work? That's the first mindset. Is persistence or tenacity. If I know that I want to get the C of O of my land, in our plans, it was supposed to take 2 months, and it actually took 1 month. But after the 1 month, we ran into difficulties that almost took 2 years. So if you don't have the persistence to persist until you give up. So the second most important thing is that many of us were wasting our stubbornness with our parents. Be stubborn to continue pursuing something until you catch it. Your rabbit enter hole, you dig the hole. He jump fence, you jump fence. He enter drum, you cut the drum. You keep pursuing that rabbit because you are not going to allow this rabbit go. So persistence is what we call grit. Courage with perseverance. Grit until I get it, I know they stop. And my mentor Jim Rohn calls it the ant mentality. Ants must find a way or they die trying. And then The last and the most important, leave room for learning and flexibility. First of all, plan for nonsense, even when you are planning for sense. We know 1 plus 1 is supposed to be 2. Be ready that 1 plus 1 can give you 20 and be ready for it. So expect the best, but prepare for the worst. Secondly, be tenacious enough to say this thing I go pursue until I die. If either he give up or I die, I no go give up. Then number 3 is give room, which is the most important one. Give room for learning and flexibility. Most people, because they are pursuing something, they want it to happen their way and the way they know. No, you learn. So each experience you have, you come back and analyze, what do I do? In your experience, you might say, okay, I'm going to use classic to get this C of O. But when classic bites you, you come back and say, okay, so what have I learned? Let me not be using classic. I'll be using Nicholas so that the thing can last. So you must give room for flexibility and learning. And if you know gree learn, nature will make you dey repeat the same thing. For class, if you fail, you repeat the class. For life, if you don't learn the lesson of a mistake, nature will make you repeat the mistake and failure. But if you can learn and you are flexible to adapt, these 3 things is the best strategy that I have used to navigate everything. And you must not see adversity as punishment. You must see adversity as a test. When we dey school, those when they see exam as punishment, during exam they get exam fever. Those of us that see it as a test, during exam will be shouting, I'll pass, I'll show this lecturer, I must get. That's how you go through adversity. Next question.
Oluwapelumi Ayodele.
Mm-hmm.
Can co-funding be?
That's the Bible. The problem with co-founding and co-funding is that if you're aware of that, any goat that more than one person they feed, they die of hunger, because classic go say, no worry, mayor go feed them today. Mayor go say, no worry, classic go feed them, goat go they die. So it is, co-founding is only possible when you complement each other. And the best complement or marriage we've seen in founding is that business has to do with, if I call it code, it might look too that thing. So it's usually best that 2 people, one person good in marketing or selling, will now partner or co-found with somebody good in production or doing the thing. Like for instance, Don Jazzy and some of his most of his actors or musical acts. Don Jazzy is good at marketing music. Those people are good at singing. So when they co-found anything, this one is singing, this one is marketing, a rhyme. So most companies are formed between a tech savvy person and a marketing savvy person. Apple was Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was the leader that knows how to market and drive the vision. Steve Wozniak was the tech person that knows how to develop the tech. When they come together, they can confound. So, but when somebody going to Sokoto and somebody going to Lagos cannot be in the same bus. So if your vision in the business no be the same thing, it no work. Most big truck cars have a conductor that is a mechanic, because Nigerian trucks spoil a lot. So the conductor will be a mechanic. One is driving the car, one is fixing the car when it spoils. 2 of them can work together. But if it is 2 drivers, this one go dey drag steering. Oh boy, you don't 2 drive, give me steering, my drive. If it's 2 mechanic, nobody will drive. For this reason shall a man leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife. Enough to leave his father and mother is not matured enough to cleave to his wife. Business person that is not matured enough to know the kind of person he wants is not matured enough for co-founding. Next question.
Angel Miracle.
Okay.
What are some of the potential disadvantages of real estate investment?
The potential disadvantages of real estate investment is 3 things and 1 emotion. 3 things. The first one is location. If you buy real estate in a location that doesn't appreciate, like the Ikot of Ikot and the Ajofia of Obuofia, you wasted your money. It's better you even put your money in the bank. When you need it, you can take it. When you put it in that land, you bought 1 million in the Ikot and Ofia of Obiofa. You can now, when you want to sell it back for even the 1 million, nobody go talk to you. So wrong location is a big risk. Number 2, documentation. In Nigeria, you don't buy land, you buy documents. So if you cannot verify the documentation of that land in the land ministry of land of whatever state, there are 2 important people when you want to buy land. If it's in a community, the king. If the palace cannot certify the originality of that land, no buy. After the community, you go to the ministry of land. If the ministry of land in Lagos is called Alausa, in Abuja is called Aegis, in Port Harcourt is called the Ministry of Land. If they cannot certify that document, don't buy. Number 3 is personnel. If the document says the owner of this land is mayor, don't buy it from Classic. I said it before because Classic is not mayor. If the owner of this, if the chatting you did with say this land belongs to the government, buy it from government, not community. Those are the 3 risks. After you've gotten those 3 risks, the last thing is impatience. I have people that bought land in around that Dangote refinery when it was 500,000. They were impatient when the refinery did not come because the refinery was talked about in 2013. The refinery was built in 2020. Some people sold their land due to 500k land after 10 years is 150 million. So impatience sometimes is called the seed digging seed syndrome, DSS. When you plant a corn seed, it takes 3 days for it to grow. If you go and dig it out after the second day, it no go grow and breeze enter that seed, the seed will die. So impatience is the problem. Some people are looking for real estate is not Yahoo or CBEX that you buy land today, tomorrow you get 100 million. It's a patient, secure. So once you are impatient, don't come into real estate. Amen. Next question.
So, Aloysius,
Which, please be checking. This should be the 5th question.
to be adopted in learning from other person's business.
Some people is 3 things. I like to simplify to 3 things so that you can remember. The first thing is observation. You have to get close enough to the business to come. If this my bike fall again, I go deal with now. Can you imagine my Christmas bike is falling here as if it's not a real bike? So you must get close enough for observation. The first thing is observe. Come, Oswald Sanders said something. He said, eyes that look are many, eyes that see are few. No be everybody when they look, they see. Where you they see nonsense, somebody they see money. So you must get close enough to the business to observe. That's 1. Number 2, the secrets of the business. There are some things you cannot observe. You must impress the business owner enough for him to open up to you. So you must volunteer. Like Aloysius, for instance, there's a way you please me as the mayor of housing. I'll now tell you, come, see the secret for our business. If we go buy land, would they do it like? Because every business has trade secrets that can never be observed to the naked eye. So the only way is impress the owner with exceptional good behavior that he'll open it up to you. And one of the greatest good behavior that is scarce in the world is loyalty. I have a quote that says loyalty is royalty. Don't expect it from everybody. My former company, I was so loyal that even my friends were thinking I was getting married to my job because I was so loyal to my boss, even though I'm 2 years older than him. He's my younger boss, but I was so loyal to him that people thought I didn't have sense. Why? If I know that this bike will give us money, I'll carry it and go and tell my boss instead of me buying the bike. But it made him open up to me and I learned everything. And the 3rd thing you must do for business is patience. If you want to observe, be loyal in 1 month, 250,000 or 300,000, it took you 18 years just for you to start earning 250 as an employee. Then business that will make you millions, you're not willing to even take 1 year. At my level as the mayor of housing, I'm 46 years old and I'm a billionaire. But if I want to learn a business now, I won't take less than 6 months of apprenticeship to go and be observing somebody, be loyal to him. If it means brushing washing his clothes and polishing his shoes, give it time. For you that is a beginner, give your business learning 3 to 7 years. Thank you. Next question.
Elizabeth Shaibu. What causes bankruptcy in business, and how can someone invest in the real estate without being scammed as a JJC?
The number one thing that causes bankruptcy in business is activity or die affair. You are either selling and growing, or selling and dying. When you make business about activity, like now we are doing live show, we are doing live streaming, we are doing so. If JC is here, he can tell you we had some activities of some of the things we do with our awardees. But I told him I have to come back. Business is sell or die. So if you are not selling and you prioritize activities, like sometimes you forget that your customers that don't bring money. For instance, if you are in a boutique and you are selling clothes and you know that quality clothes will help you sell better, instead of improving the quality of clothes, you went and improved the quality of light to make the boutique finer. If that light cannot help you sell, you have wasted money. And if you continue that, you go bankrupt. So putting your time, energy, and money in business on things that don't produce money or sales will make you go bankrupt. So stop complicating business. That's why I like Igbo people. Business is trading. Oh no, they complicate matter. If you are not selling, if you are an author and you are doing book launch, doing book this, doing activities without selling book, that's why in the world there is no best written book. You hear that this book is a bestseller, not best written or best book. So if you don't sell your book, any other activity you are doing for your book is waste. If you are not selling your business, any other activity is leading to bankruptcy. Amen. And then for real estate, I already told you in the past, location, documentation, personnel. Buy from the best location you know that is appreciating, and the best way to know is to see another person that bought from the same location that is appreciating. Verify your documentation in the State Ministry of Lands and buy from only trusted personnel. No go buy from one new. As you're a JJC, don't buy from a JJC. Because some of you are JJC. You just hear that JJC is now selling real estate. You leave the established people and go to JJC. Next question.
Joyce Emmanuel.
Yes. This is question number 7, right? 8. So that one will stop. Be sure, count the screenshots so that will stop at 10. Yes?
Yes, sir. What are your keywords for real estate strategists?
My keywords.
Keywords.
Wealth.
Word.
Keyword. Yes. The keyword is simple. Adding value to these things. My keywords is get the best location. That any location I cannot buy, I will not sell it. Because whatever will not give me value will not give my client value. Then any documentation I don't verify, I don't sell it, because whatever I'm not sure, I don't give out. And I will not buy, I will not sell it. Then I'm patient. So if you are impatient, I can't help. These 4 things are what I create value on top for them to become so valuable that I no longer sell property. So the 4 things that determines our value is it 4 things, but there is a 5th thing that is more important than all these ones, because it controls all these ones, which is trust. You cannot, if there's one keyword, Joyce Emmanuel, in real estate, is trust. If people cannot buy the trust that any location I give them, they trust it will be the best, I have failed. If they cannot trust that any documentation I give them is the best, I have failed. They cannot trust that any person I give to them in real estate is trustworthy, I have failed. Like, because of trust, I don't refer people to companies I don't know the owner, or estates I don't know the owner. If you're not buying from my estate, like in Port Harcourt, my estate is high luxury estate. It's 35 million a plot. I had to go and get low cost estate that is about 6 million or 7 million a plot. I couldn't refer people until I found one that is directly owned by my friend and brother. Please, on Facebook, check Prince Emmanuel Eze Charity Foundation. He's the founder of that charity foundation. He's also the MD chairman of Hennes Homes. I'll be releasing a video I did with him recently when he visited Port Harcourt, because I needed to go verify the owner, the personnel behind the land before I can sell the land, and that's trust. So if you betray the trust of your people, you have betrayed the greatest value, and that's my highest value. The 4 values is location, documentation, personnel, and patience. But what controls the 4 values is trust. Next question.
Abida Idris.
Yes.
How can one control debt in business?
How you control debt in business is don't spend what you don't have. In business, people like to spend what they don't have. My mentor, Jim Rohn, says, great people buy and sell. Exceptionally smart people sell and buy. That's why drop shipping is popular. If you can sell this bike, you don't need money to start a business of this bike. Especially if you can sell this bike on internet. You can use the video of this bike, the picture of this bike to sell this bike. All you need is call the owner of this bike. Say, oh boy, anytime I pay for bike, deliver to my client. They won't even know you are not the owner. I want to start selling your bike. Give me right to post this bike as my own. You market this bike as your own. When people pay, you pay to the owner of the bike. He will deliver the bike to the people. Simple something. But what brings debt is when you want to sell this bike. You go and borrow money to buy the bike. You now borrow money to employ a marketer. Borrow money to rent an office. Borrow money to big man. Any business that needs to start big is a sign of still empty. We left the office because if you saw what I told you, location, documentation, personnel, did you see office there? Did you see big car there? I've been using that Prado you people see in the video is Prado that was given to me by my former company in 2021. I've been using old cars because car is not what is important. People don't come and ask you, does this land have car? They ask you, does the land have C of O? I left all that because I know where the value lies. If I went and borrowed brand new car, brand new car, any bank can give me brand new car because I have a lot of assets in land. The billionaire I am, I don't get cash in case you are looking for money. It's land I have. So if I went to go and borrow money from the bank and buy a big car, build a big house, travel to big location, we were in France with the president of Macron and we were in US and live all that big life, and I've not gotten CO4 and I no sell land. And so debt they start to Idris, go and sell. Amen.
So this person, you've treated the topic that looks similar. So let's change question. This
Yes.
person said, Halimat Lawa said, what's the biggest mistake one can make in real estate, and what did you learn from yours?
The biggest mistake you can make in real estate is to buy from the wrong personnel or not to investigate. In fact, the biggest mistake is not investigating before payment. That location, if somebody tells you that, we are selling the new Banana Island, find out. Documentation, we have CFO. Go to Ministry of Land, verify. I am the mayor of housing, verify. Am I really the mayor of housing, or is it classic with his dada claiming to be mayor of housing? This land is in a place that is appreciated. Investigate. The only gate before you investigate now is called investigate. So the greatest mistake, not just in real estate, but in all business, is investigate. And my own business was that and the construction was compromised and the thing nearly tarnished my reputation. I was not investigating the cash flow. So much I didn't investigate. Even if now your brother get the land, now your sister's auntie's brother's uncle's son that is born again, go to Ministry of Land, investigate. If I say investigate, you say gate. Investigate.
Good.
Thank you. The last question. Last question. Beautiful. Today, because we want to change our pattern, we are not going to ask you a question today. The 10 people that ask questions have just won 20,000 naira today. That is the pattern we have changed. The first person to comment, we know they give you shishi. That's the pattern change. So the 10 people that have asked questions, that's why I say you should screenshot them. I know Sophie is always winning on this channel. I don't know which Sophie they use. Take no saying who ask question go get 20k. So the 10 people that have, their questions were selected have just won 20k, and that's not the pattern for next week. So participation is just a must, because if you think it's asking questions, if you ask questions next week, you know go get shishi. If you think it's first comment, you comment, you won't get shishi. But what you do on Facebook, classic, go on Facebook. The first person that shared our live on Facebook, I think Facebook you can locate that. So what do we do for? I want us to give away something. We have 20,000 to give away to somebody on Facebook. What should it be?
Let's split it into 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Mm.
give 5,000 to 4 persons.
Mm-hmm. That did what?
That maybe let's see comment.
Okay,
Contribution, the best contribution.
you know the best 4 contributors. Just go through the comment on Facebook. The best, most intelligent contribution, 4 of them, will give them 5k. Then go through the person that, during Facebook Live, some people comment the highest frequency of comments. Some people might comment 20 times. Some people, the person that got the highest frequency of comment will still give that person 5k. So we are giving away 25k on Facebook. The 4 best contribution get 5k. The person that was saying, wow, awesome, yes, go on, how many times, will now give the person 5k. So let's get a topic for next week, and we'll give the person 20k. And I'm allowing Classic to choose the topic for next week so that it won't be me. But before then, we have a shout out, a wedding. Something happened here last Sunday. I wasn't live because I went to collect the award of one of the top 100 brands moving in Africa, and I was the best in real estate in Africa, and I couldn't come on live. A lady and her fiancé were planning to wed today, Sunday. Her name is Vanessa. Her fiancé's name is Franklin. They wanted to learn some money lessons on Sunday before their wedding, so that after their wedding they can start building their asset together. And they missed that live, and she was so heartbroken she had to call me on phone and say her and her fiancé missed the live, and they won't be in today's live because they wedded today. So to surprise them today, I sent my YouTube admin to go visit them in Enugu and present an envelope to them. So this is a special shout out to Franklin and Vanessa. They are our first YouTube family couple that are learning from this. And I can assure you, they will testify that what was in the envelope was heavy. So following this channel, you might be surprised. The next wedding, it might be me that will appear in the wedding. Do we have their picture? Shout out. Yes, that's Franklin, the groom. That's Vanessa, the bride. And that's my trusted assistant that took the envelope to them in Enugu, and the wedding took place today. So Franklin and Vanessa, when you're watching this, we wish you a happy married life, and both of you, the best way to be an asset in love is don't expect love, express love. So Franklin, don't expect love from Vanessa, express love to Vanessa. Vanessa, don't expect love from Franklin, express love to Franklin. And the more you learn and earn, we'll see you at the top. So have you chosen any topic for next week? Yeah, the topic. Yeah, the people are already dropping topic. Yes, I think you have network issues. Let me choose the topic myself, because topic. We've chosen a topic: life or favor, financial literacy. Simple. I've screenshot it. So life or favor has just won. Yes, I've screenshot it my own self. Life or favor, financial literacy. You've just won 20. You give me the screenshot so that we can announce them, and if it's possible, make a list and post on this video so that we don't have to start posting on Facebook. Make a list. So while they are making the list, just make a list there so that I can announce it from the screen. While they are making a list of the winners, I will be giving my closing remark. That, as Confucius says, we insist on making it complicated. Assets are so simple that we insist on making it complicated. Is you one of the richest men that has ever invested in the stock market, and the portfolio richest man, longest portfolio richest, says that the greatest asset in the world is you. So the more you invest in yourself, the more you can earn from yourself, because capacity builds ability. And the best way to build capacity is to start doing the little things. One of the greatest unrated and most underrated ease in the world is the ease of difficult things that you have done so often that they have become. How to drive, it was so difficult, your heart was panting, but right now you can drive, even make a call and be gisting with your friend and not know you are driving. You can use one hand because you've mastered that difficulty called driving that is now easy. Some of you, your skill and talent might be somewhere that starting might be so difficult. If you don't have the courage to start, you will not have the courage to master the number one skills that is the highest skills in the world. And that number one skill is called repetition. Repetition is the mother of all skills. Whatever you repeatedly do becomes easy, because practice does not make perfect. Practice makes easy. Whatever you practice over and over again becomes easy. Running 100 meters race for Usain Bolt became easy because he took years and years of running. Olympic gold was easy for the swimmer Michael Phelps because he took become world class. One of the greatest killer of assets and skills and development is impatient. And guess what? When you are in a hurry, you are not in a you are in a delay. When something is supposed to take 5 hours and you want to do it in 1 hour, you make a mistake in 1 hour that might take 20 hours to correct. Delayed yourself. If something is supposed to happen in 7 years and you want to make it fast, that you go and do it where you want to make it in 1 year, you run into a trouble that 20 years has not solved. All the world over, it has been shown that 7 years is enough for you to learn a trade in the old Igbo apprentice system for you to become the boss. Malcolm Gladwell, in his book The Outliers, also found out that it takes 10,000 hours of practice for you to become world class in anything. And 10,000 hours, when divided, was found to be 7 years. And if you remember, 7 is the number of perfection. Ask yourself, if in the last 7 years you did not get rich, you have wasted the last 7 years. If you are 17 years today, and when between 10 years and 17 you did not get rich, you wasted 7 years. If you are 24 years today, and between the age of 17 and 24 you did not get rich, you wasted 7 years. Why? You were in a hurry to blow in a month, in 6 months, or a year. Calm down and build these assets that we have enumerated today, because the greatest asset is you. If you can read every day, if you can pray every day, reading builds your mental capacity, praying builds your spiritual capacity, exercising builds your body capacity, mastering your emotions builds your emotional intelligence, connecting builds your human capacity, thinking builds your solution capacity, because the marketplace does not pay you for the problem you bring to the market. They pay you for the solution you bring to the market. And then repeated results prove that you are a brand, because if people cannot trust you to repeatedly bring out results in what area you are, you have not made it. Develop yourself, because 3 things are paramount with yourself. Number 1, guess what? You cannot escape yourself until you die. The good news is that you will be yourself with yourself until you die. The bad news is that if yourself is not developed, yourself will be pulling you down until you die. So the better you build yourself, the better you can meet up and live up to the expectation of yourself from yourself. Number two, build yourself, because nobody understands yourself than yourself. So saying that the mayor of housing has not made you happy, the mayor of housing has not given you money, the economy, Tinubu, and other people have not made you happy, you are fooling yourself. The only person that yourself more than anybody in the world is yourself. So the only person that can help you is you. So developing you will help you better, and the developing you will help you rescue you, come through for you better. And lastly, there is nobody in the world that does not revel and enjoy being outstanding. When you develop you, you'll be an outstanding son. You'll be an outstanding father. You'll be an outstanding husband. You'll be an outstanding daughter. You'll be an outstanding mother. You'll be an outstanding wife. You'll be an outstanding student. You'll be an outstanding employee. Whatever you are in the world, being an outstanding one not only brings you accolades, but it brings you results that makes you the greatest asset you can be to yourself. That's my closing remarks today. See you when you have become an asset. And our 10 winners for the day, you would have just posted the screenshots. The 10 winners for the day are the 10 people that ask questions. My people have not been able to collate it in a list. Yes, so we'll just call the names. Miracle Okoli, Sophie for life, Oladi and Adejoke, Oluwapelumi Ayodele, Angel Miracle, Aloysius Eze, Elizabeth Shaibu, Joyce Emmanuel, Abida Idris, Halimat Lawal. These are the 10 winners, and we're going to choose 4 people that gave the best comments on Facebook. We're going to choose the best, most frequent person on Facebook, and the person that asked the question for today is something live, that favor live. You just won 20,000 for our next topic. That is, I screenshotted that. Our topic for next week from Live of Favor is financial literacy. You guys will get your alert tomorrow. And please remember to share your good news. And from June 1st, we'll be giving daily giveaway to 5 people for the 5 best comments. And 1 person that wins the most frequent of those daily wins will walk home with 1 million naira every month starting from 30th of June. But the payment and the daily payment starts from 1st of June. So tell all your friends to subscribe to the channel, because we are committed to building the most educative and generous channel in Africa. Thank you very much. You can cut.
If you sabi road, you gon' make am bold. No be just land, the future you dey hold. Give me your day, yeah, make we run am cold. We know they do anyhow. Your money go rise, you no go fall. Make you no slack, make you no dull. We know they sell house, we dey sell value. If you want invest, we go show you. The money go go, he no go lost. So come make we talk, roll that to dollar. From city to city with your own package. Affordable price, no be baggage. Na quality shop pass, no be manage. Make we sign deal, no be just courage. If you want buy, we go guide you. The fall for scam, we dey beside you. The way your house, you know we dey here. We go make sure, say you go check. Invest today, no look tomorrow. The future dey bright, no need to borrow. If you want we make you follow. The mayor of housing, now we be follow come.